Listen up, my friend. Have you ever opened your eyes in the morning and felt like the day before never ended? Like you're on a treadmill, moving your legs but not truly getting anywhere new? The alarm rings, you reach for your phone, and you see people curating their perfect lives on social media, showcasing highlight reels that make you wonder if you're stuck in the background of your own existence. Meanwhile, you wait and wait, convinced that your moment of breakthrough is just around the corner. Let me be completely upfront with you. That breakthrough you keep fantasizing about, it will never arrive unless you stand up, push through the inertia, and earn it. Victory in life isn't a neatly wrapped gift dropped off at your doorstep. It is seized by the people who dare to go beyond simple wishful thinking. So ask yourself, bro, what are you truly doing with your life? You say you crave change, but then fall into the same daily patterns, hoping some cosmic force will alter your destiny. If you're holding out for immaculate conditions or that lightning bolt of inspiration, I have to break it to you. That perfect moment will never come. Perfection is just an illusion that keeps you comfortable. Right here, right now, is the only moment that actually exists. Every second that slips away is a second you can't reclaim, a second you could have used to shape your future. And while you're busy debating whether to take that leap, there's somebody out there already taking massive action, forging ahead, and ensuring that life doesn't wait for anyone who hesitates. Truth is, your aspirations, your dreams, and your potential are not on pause. Someone else is very likely pursuing the same goals you say you want. Ask yourself how long you can keep telling stories, making excuses, and convincing yourself that maybe tomorrow will be the day. You see, maybe tomorrow is a trap, a fairy tale that keeps you in a loop of perpetual delay. It's time to snap out of it. Let's get real for a moment. Everything you lack is ultimately on you. Yes, you heard me right. Not on your upbringing, not on your boss, not on society. It's on you. And the hardest part is that deep down, you sense that's true. You know you can accomplish more, that you're meant for bigger things. But instead of confronting that truth, you indulge in endless distractions. You scroll through random feeds, binge watch shows you barely care about, and retreat into familiar routines rather than daring to break the cycle. Honestly, where has staying in your comfort zone led you? What is playing it safe truly delivered? The answer isn't rocket science. It's giving you more of the same. You can settle for excuses, or you can secure results, but you can't have both. Ever wonder how a champion becomes a champion? They certainly don't simply wish for it. They push through fatigue, through doubt, through every obstacle that tries to break their spirit. If you believe you're grinding, take a closer look, because winners set a whole different standard. When others rest, they're still working. When others give up, they keep going. They're willing to push themselves to a level that the average person deems excessive. And that's exactly why they reach the top. At the end of the day, no one owes you anything. Nobody is going to show up at your door with a job offer that solves all your problems, or hand over a blueprint for your dream life. If you're spending energy waiting for pity or a miracle, you're misdirecting that energy. Instead, put it all into building the life you claim to want. What if, for an entire year, you operated at your maximum capacity? No shortcuts, no half-hearted attempts, no lame alibis, just unstoppable dedication. Imagine how far you could go. The clock is perpetually ticking, and I'm not just talking about birthdays or how society perceives your timeline. Time is an equal opportunity force that doesn't care if you're prepared or not. Every hour that you waste is an hour you'll never see again. Now think ahead. Imagine waking up one day, older, weighed down by regrets, all because you kept hitting snooze on your potential. Are you truly content being the person who watches life from the sidelines, always daydreaming about stepping into the arena, but never actually doing so? Or do you want to be the one who leaves no stone unturned, who risks it all to become the best version of yourself? Look, you have this single life, one chance to craft something extraordinary out of it. The direction you choose, whether you choose to keep avoiding risk or to embrace it, defines who you become. The question is straightforward. Will you cling to the comfort of excuses, or will you break those chains and take real action? The choice belongs to you and nobody else. Think about how many years you've already allowed to slip away, how many golden opportunities you've let pass, just because you were waiting for the universe to give you a sign. In all seriousness, the universe has been giving you signs for a while now. You just refuse to acknowledge them. Meanwhile, others are hustling, innovating, and advancing while you remain stagnant. Yet there's a silver lining here. You have the power at any instant to flip the script, to decide that from this moment on, you're done squandering your potential. You can ignore every previous failure, every past mistake, and choose a new path right now. Because if not now, when? When will you finally accept that the only person who can pull you out of this complacency is the one staring back at you in the mirror? Quit telling yourself that you'll begin on Monday or next month or whenever the stars align. If you had genuine determination, you'd stop reading this and start taking real steps today, immediately without negotiation. Motivation is fickle. It might pump you up temporarily, but it's discipline that keeps you going when it no longer feels convenient. Real winners don't rely on fleeting excitement. They power through the toughest days, the worst moods, the heaviest doubts. It's not because they don't experience pain or weariness, but because they've trained themselves to push forward regardless of how they feel. You don't need to be thrilled about early mornings or late nights to do what needs to be done. You only need to be committed. Most people never reach their ambitions because they wait for the perfect wave of motivation. But motivation is like the wind. It changes direction without warning. Discipline, however, is rock solid. It's the voice that whispers, "Do it anyway," when your body and mind are screaming for a break. It's the force that separates those who get a taste of success from those who savor real triumph, day in and day out. Think of how often you tell yourself, "I don't have the time, I'm too tired, I don't know how to begin, I lack the right connections," or "life is just too complicated." If you're being honest, every one of those excuses is a way to evade personal responsibility. There's always a route for people who are determined to find one. Meanwhile, as you focus on the obstacles, someone else is already problem solving. That's exactly why successful individuals keep rising. They acknowledge issues but refuse to be paralyzed by them. So stop talking yourself out of your own progress and start confronting the truth. You either do it or you don't. There is no in between. Yes, success is demanding, and it can hurt like hell sometimes. It demands you put in extra hours, skip shortcuts, and endure the loneliness that comes with being laser focused. Comfort won't lead you to greatness. If it were that easy, everybody would be at the top. The reality is that most people are content with being average, or they're simply too afraid to demand more from themselves. But if you're here, listening to this, reading this, contemplating your next move, then I suspect you're not most people. A champion's mindset requires you to give up certain distractions, cut back on aimless entertainment, and dig into self-improvement, whether it's physical training, intellectual growth, or the hustle that moves you forward in business or life. You can't develop a powerhouse mind while thinking like a defeated person. You cannot transform your body while overindulging in junk and skipping workouts. And you can't launch a thriving empire when you're wasting hours scrolling through trivialities. Everything worth having demands a price. Time, effort, sometimes emotional or physical exhaustion. Ask yourself if you're ready to pay that price. Doing hard things doesn't imply you never rest. It means you rest only after you've earned it through genuine effort. It's about waking up early, even on days you want to stay in bed. It's pushing yourself that extra mile or finishing those last few reps at the gym when your muscles scream in protest. It's about working on your craft, your goals, or your business when other people are chilling, letting life pass them by. That's the dividing line between those who achieve extraordinary lives and those who spend their days complaining. You're bound to encounter failure many times over. Guess what? That's part of the process, not a sign to turn around and abandon your quest. Every impressive success story is built on a foundation of repeated failures. It's in those low points that you sharpen your resolve, grow your resilience, and discover innovative ways to push beyond limitations. Failure tests your dedication, separates the curious from committed. Yet, the only genuine failure is giving up entirely. If you allow one or two setbacks to throw you off your game permanently, that's the moment you truly lose. Otherwise, every stumble is a chance to learn, adapt, and become more formidable. Now ask yourself, are you genuinely content drifting through life, going through the motions but never chasing something that sets your soul on fire? Because many people do just that. They go to work, come home, waste hours on passive entertainment, rinse and repeat until they reach the end of their days, never having felt the thrill of making a lasting impact. Don't be that person, living as if each day is a mundane rerun. If the idea of settling for mediocrity unsettles you, then let that feeling be your catalyst for change. This is not a dress rehearsal. This is the main event. Life is short, but it's also abundant with opportunities for those courageous enough to seize them. So let this moment jolt you into action. No more telling yourself that maybe next year you'll commit, or maybe after one more vacation you'll get serious. Time is indifferent. It keeps passing whether you're hustling or snoozing, and your window of opportunity narrows with every second you spend in complacency. So let's talk about time, perhaps the most precious resource you have. Every minute you lose to procrastination or idleness is gone forever. Imagine you're given a finite amount of currency at birth, and each day you spend chunks of it on trivial distractions or meaningless tasks. Eventually, you look in your vault and realize there's hardly any left. That's your life in a nutshell. And while you're stuck deliberating whether you should chase your dream now or wait for some elusive right time, someone else is methodically doing the work you're avoiding. They're building up their skills, creating momentum, and turning their ambitions into reality. Meanwhile, you remain locked in indecision, letting your own potential slip away. This is how regret is born, by standing idle while your dreams drift out of reach. Maybe you're comfortable in your routine. Maybe you prefer not to upset the balance. But comfort rarely yields greatness. The truth is, if you choose to remain in your cozy bubble, you will never unlock the power within you. Achieving greatness invariably requires stepping into the unknown, facing adversity, and persisting through inevitable challenges. Winners are distinguished from the rest because they refuse to be deterred by fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of discomfort. None of that holds them back. They welcome adversity as a proving ground. In doing so, they discover capabilities they never knew existed. Let me ask you directly. Do you want to merely coast along, letting each day fade into the next? Or do you want to break free and live a life that, when it's all said and done, you can look back on with pride? Because that decision is made right now, in this instant. Look, nobody's going to barge into your room at sunrise, yank off the covers, and shout, "Time to transform your life." That is your job, and yours alone. If you keep waiting for a superhero to swoop in and rescue you from mediocrity, you'll wait forever. The reality is that you're your own best hope. You can either persist with excuses, like telling yourself how the environment is against you, how your responsibilities are too big, or how you're just not ready. Or you can take that first bold step. The greatest gift you can give yourself is the realization that control rests in your hands. Sure, external circumstances might be tough, but they're never as defining as your internal determination. People who succeed aren't always the luckiest or the most privileged. Many start from nothing. The difference is that they refuse to surrender to limitations. They fight for a life that aligns with their highest aspirations, and they adopt a mentality that everything is a stepping stone toward growth. Embrace that kind of attitude and watch your momentum build. So if your daily routine is mired in pointless entertainment, endless phone scrolling, or playing it safe for fear of stepping outside your comfort zone, cut out. Reassess what actually matters and invest your energy accordingly. It's not enough to say, "I want it." You have to show, day by day, that you're prepared to do whatever it takes. You can't be in two places at once. You can't keep your old habits and expect to open the door to new achievements. If you're truly serious about turning your life around, then it's time to burn the safety net and commit yourself fully to the hustle, to discipline, and an unwavering self-belief. Winners fall in love not just with the outcome, but with the process, the everyday grind that shapes them into unrecognizable versions of themselves, the unstoppable kind. They don't moan and groan about early mornings or grueling tasks. They embrace them because they realize those tasks are stepping stones to something remarkable. When everyone else is retreating at the first sign of difficulty, winners are the ones who push even harder. That's how they create a gap so massive that average people can't catch up. Ask yourself, which side do you want to be on? Most people bolt when life starts hitting back. They chalk up their defeat to external conditions and walk away, never realizing just how close they were to a breakthrough. But not you, right? You need to understand that adversity is simply the proving ground for your ambition. Each obstacle is another opportunity to prove that you have what it takes. If you run from that test, you're essentially running from your future. Finally, let's bring this conversation to its ultimate point. One day, your story will be complete. The question is, what will that story look like? Will it be a collection of missed opportunities and safe choices, or a powerful testament of relentless effort, courage, and victory against the odds? The pen is in your hand right now. No more waiting, no more searching for shortcuts. This is a turning point where you decide if you will spend your days as a passive bystander or as the author of your own destiny. Bro, let me ask you again, what on earth do you do with your life? Because if your answer isn't something like, I'm pouring my soul into fulfilling my potential, then you're squandering the most precious asset you will ever possess, time. The final reminder is this: your hours, minutes, and seconds are constantly slipping away. If you're still under the illusion that you can drift casually until a eureka moment arrives, consider this your wake-up call. That eureka moment is already in front of you. Every beat of your heart is a sign that you have another chance to do better, to push harder, to live more fully. Others out there are grinding, stepping up, and raising their game while you sit on the fence. They're stacking up victory after victory, and by the time you think you're ready, they've blown past you. So enough with the waiting. Enough with fantasies of an impeccable tomorrow. Today is all you have. The moment you've been looking for is right here, right now. This is your permission to stop hesitating and start dominating. It's not going to get easier, but that's precisely the point. The struggle is what makes it worthwhile. The conflict you feel, that pull between staying comfortable and stepping forward, means you're on the brink of something transformative. Don't let the fear of failing overshadow the possibility of succeeding. Embrace the fear, learn from it, and let it propel you. That's what unstoppable people do. They don't cower in the face of fear. They harness it as fuel. So make the decision. Step into the challenge. Push beyond the wall you've built for yourself. No more delays. No more lukewarm efforts. From this second on, vow to take full command of your life. Because one day, you have either a blazing legacy to stand on or a stockpile of regrets. Which will it be? The time is yours to claim. So stop wondering and start doing. Wake up, bro. Your life is waiting. This is it, your ultimate wake-up call. Seize it before the chance slips away.